Hey y'all, it's me, Emmers. For those of you that are watching the video version, you will be able to tell that I am filming this on photo booth on my computer. Now, I could sit here and lie to your face and tell you that, my camera's broken and this and that, but the reality is I'm comfortable, okay? I've got the perfect duo. I've got the AC blasting, but I do have a blanket on. And honestly, if I, had to film on my camera, I'd have to put a bra on. And I just don't want to do that. So, first things first, we have some housekeeping. It would appear that I have rebranded the podcast. It is now open wide, and I feel like it resonates a little more. I think down the line, there's just so much possibility with open wide. Also, Emily, you couldn't have found a better angle to film this in? God damn. I really think this is a testament to the creative process. Here she goes. When I came up with this podcast, I knew that if I was thinking about every single detail, it would have never happened. You just get paralyzed by all of the what ifs and the details and this and that. So while I have a very special love and appreciation for Emily Talks To, and in ways Emily is still talking to, some may say she's talking too much, I feel like open wide is the future, baby. Not only do I feel it, I know it. So bear with me as, things are changing. And by things, I mean essentially just the logo. The look of everything is going to be changing over the next few weeks, but the essence will remain the same. You still got me and my unflattering angles. When will I learn how to understand my angle? I won't. And I still have some great guests for you. I have so many upcoming that I'm giddy over it. Some people have reached out, which I'm eternally grateful for. Some I have just shamelessly reached into my past and asked if they wanted to come on, and for some reason, they said yes. So today we have Sawyer, publicly known as Not Your Publicist. And she's a porn star manager, honey. And she is not holding back. She has so much insider scoop on managing porn stars and kind of what that world looks like. So much that I honestly, it could be a 3-hour episode. She has since broadened her horizons and is managing other clients like, makeup artists, comedians, podcasters. Ooh, should slip her my number. And she's going to let us into her world and let us know what has worked for her and what sure as hell has not. Her work is not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that. So charge your vibrator and welcome to Open Wide. All right, Miss Sawyer, I am just...
Emily.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
I don't even really know where to begin with you. That sounds so...
Demeaning.
And we want demure.
I'm totally down to be talked down to.
Yeah, let's do it. Where I want to start with you...
Emily Talks Down To.
That's the new podcast name.
Perfect.
Yep, we're going to rebrand. So...
Honestly, Talk Down.
Talk down? Okay.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, before this we were, actually can't be giving away my secret quite
She's
yet.
rebranding.
Sorry.
She's rebranding.
Okay, so I went through your website.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to come with a little knowledge going into this.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I want to do a little recap and tell me if I got this right. So you went to college to study sex work and pornography arts.
Yes, that wasn't my goal, but
Okay.
I ended up there, yeah.
Okay. And then you graduated, got like a big girl job. I'm assuming some corporate job.
What I thought was a corporate job.
Okay.
What I thought was a very prestigious magazine. literally a scammer, dude.
No.
I'm not even kidding.
Wait, I worked for an MLM out of college. No bullshit. Unbeknownst to me.
I wish it was as prestigious as that. I wish it was like
it was bad.
you could see how you could fall into that. This was like giant red flag painted over a man that was set up a job from an influencer that I had done an interview with, like a written article with.
Okay.
And the only we're so wired to be like, if I can Google you and there's like something of you in the public, like you're cool, you know, you're like something.
Okay.
And I watched this Hulu documentary, like literally just about that. I forget the name of it, but it was like he had literally manipulated this entire family.
Ooh.
And he had like manipulated like the entire NYPD just because he like everyone fact checked him once they met him, and he was with all of these cool people. But anyways,
and that's the vibe of where you were working, basically.
Basically, for this guy that like said he was collaborating with this big magazine, and like selling this program to them, like this tech program.
Okay.
He paid me though. He was just scamming other people.
So you were like, you got off fine.
I got off fine.
Okay.
Other than like emotionally traumatized, but. Yeah, it was that was my big girl job.
Okay.
And I've divulged, and I just like found out that like my theory was always right, like that it was a scam.
So you had a hunch.
I had a hunch.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but I was too desperate to dive into that.
Honestly,
I needed the money,
Yeah. Didn't matter at the time.
But yes, anyways.
Then you left that and you started writing articles for OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I gathered? And you're doing that now, right? But in like a different lens?
Oh, with my relaunch of my OnlyFans? No.
Yeah, can you describe like how you operate on OnlyFans?
Yeah, well, I think my OnlyFans is like not... I thought it was maybe going to be like the forefront, like how I... like following the pattern of how I began my career, which was selling my writing on OnlyFans.
Okay.
Like my selling my interviews with porn stars on OnlyFans.
And were they video interviews or written?
Just written.
Love that.
Like, so millennial, so like low budget. But I think that I'm just gonna kind of do it. It's more of like an experiment as a data point, like to reference in my course, my upcoming like online course.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm going to be promoting it too much on Instagram anymore, because a lot of my friends like have secret OnlyFans. They're like big influencers and they don't promote it at all.
Just to make a little cash flow?
They're like well compensated from brands and stuff, and like the brands have no idea. And they don't even do porn or anything.
Okay.
And yeah, make a shit ton of money.
Damn.
So and that's kind of how like Corinna Kopf operates. Like
she has an OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, one of the top earners on there, and does not do porn. Just literally like photos.
Okay.
Like sexual photos.
So they're like, okay, because I'm like, can anyone? I thought if I were to make an OnlyFans, I would take different canned goods at Erewhon and put them over my tits.
Love.
You know what I mean?
Love.
Like a pickle jar. Also, you guys, I have the most incredible, hottest, smartest guest.
Wait.
And I have this nasty fucking mic that keeps drooping. Hold, please.
I feel like I should just hold it.
Oh, my Lord. Okay.
Where were we?
So, Sawyer's one of the kindest people that I've ever met, because we have now 2 pillows propped under the microphone. It's a one-man job over here, so just having a little grace. Okay. We're in college back again. What drew you to want to study sex work? Or did it kind of just happen?
I got obsessed with Esther Perel.
Okay.
She's a sex educator sort of person. One of her books is called Mating in Captivity.
Whoa.
Which is about marriage. Yeah.
Okay.
And just such an amazing woman. So I got obsessed with her, and I just, from there, I was like, I want to be a sex therapist. Like, this is my goal. That's what she is, a sex therapist. And she even has a podcast where like she is in session with couples. She was the original couples therapy person. Like, you know that show on Hulu?
Couples therapy?
Yeah.
Is she's not the one who
She's
does
not
that.
the
Okay.
woman, but she's the original version of
it's
that
probably
woman.
based off of her teachings?
Maybe.
Okay.
Not her teachings, but like she had a show like that too. It was just like a podcast, not a TV show. But
that was your inspo.
That was my inspo. And from there, I just literally looked up, like, the way that I found my classes was typing in sex, porn, vagina, like any buzzwords that had to do with sex, I looked it up. And then I took so many classes from all sorts of like fields, like biology. Like I took like a woman's, it was literally called like vaginas, I swear to God. Like Santa Cruz got so creative with the titles. Another class I took was called Arts Erotica, the study of pornography and its laws. Things like that. And just like a lot of like from feminism, anthropology, psychology, biology. And I really wanted to make my own major called sexology, but it was just too many hoops to jump through. So I just specialized in it under anthropology.
Okay. And you've always been a writer, I'm assuming, or that's always been like your specialty. So then how did you start connecting with porn stars
Because so after that crazy job, I was like, I'm just going to go back to interviewing people. And I was posting those interviews for free back then. Like I did an interview with Duncan Trussell, Mike Malak, like any celebrity I could get my hands on.
And how did you get, I mean,
my sister is a model.
She's got the inside
they
scoop.
all just flock to her and she just sends them. She's like, they think that they're going to sleep with her. And then she's like, here's my sister's number. She really wants to interview you.
Her.
Like she'd hook
We got to keep
her.
her on here.
Oh yeah. She's hilarious.
Okay, fun.
Yeah. So after that job, I was like, shit, now I like have rent and like bills and I'm like a little bit older. Like I can't just be posting for free, like during COVID, like how I was living with my parents, like whatever. So I was like, I need to build out a website where it's like a pay per article situation. And I was working like hired somebody, took all my money, like paid the last of my rent. Like the last $1,500 I had, I paid my rent. I think I may have like went into debt or like been on a payment plan with this like other kid that was like a website designer that was like website developer, like helping me develop that paper article situation. But it was taking forever and I was running out of money and I was like, I just need to put it on a platform that already has like a pay-per-view situation. And there really wasn't many of them back then. There was not Substack. There wasn't any popularized ones. And the only one that was really big at the time during COVID was OnlyFans. And
Dude, you're so savvy. That's so brilliant.
And so I was like, and it was so only sexual stuff was on OnlyFans at that time. No personal trainers.
Is that a thing now? Personal trainers?
Oh yeah.
No way.
Like reality stars, people like me who are like not doing porn but like experimenting.
It's related, right? Like what you're doing now with OnlyFans is, aren't you like helping people navigate the industry?
So that was my original intention, but I think my original intention was to literally just like have a secret account basically and experiment on it myself because obviously I've like managed OnlyFans accounts before. I know everything about the platform. Yeah. So, but I still felt like I needed to put myself in their shoes. So that's kind of, I'm going back to that. Just like, no one wants to like be educated on OnlyFans. Like they just want to see hot stuff.
Some titties. Sure.
Exactly. So I think I'm going to just experiment in that way. But I don't know. I have a lot of like female clientele that are following me on there and they're like, I love your messages that you're sending me. Like I've been doing tips for now. Okay. But
so I think you have 2 accounts.
So my no, just one.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna do like a combination of like because certain people, they don't know like how to do like even lighting or like what to have in the background of your photo or where to do the photos or videos. And so I was like, I'll use myself as an example. Like I can like cater to both, like, you know,
while
guys.
Teaching it.
Yeah.
Fun.
But I'm not sure. I'm a little confused myself.
We're just going to experiment. We're going to see where
the hard part about like being a consultant and being like a manager and a teacher-ish is like those who can't do teach. Like literally. Like I cannot take my own advice. I like I need a me. Like I need a me. I cannot take my own advice to save a life. So
but you have so much valuable advice. Okay, wait.
Back up. Yeah.
So wait. So you were writing articles, and then how did you get to managing?
The first person. So I set up an OnlyFans back in 2020. to put my articles to sell them pay-per-view style. And I was like, I can't put just like a celebrity on there like I was interviewing, because it's like literally a porn site. So I just started the first person so I was like, I need to interview people already on the platform. The first person I reached out to was a girl named Stella Barey.
Yeah.
She had probably 10,000 followers in total at the time of TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. Like back in 2020, way long ago. And I just DM'd her on Instagram and was like, would you ever want to be interviewed? I love she was making just like anal jokes back then. Anal, like story times about having anal. I loved it. I had like never seen that type of brash humor coming from a woman before. That wasn't like a stand up, like very polished PR way. It was like so raw and unfiltered, and like it felt like a friend talking to me. Reached out and I was just like, I love you and I would love to interview you and put it on OnlyFans and we can split the profits. And so that's exactly what we did, and we sold thousands of them. Like her fans were so engaged. She didn't have that many fans even on OnlyFans. She was making a shit ton of money. She was making like $40K a month.
And this
back
is still
then.
a written interview that people are.
Yes.
Whoa.
Written interview and like an exclusive photo set that I had the people do. I was like, do whatever you're comfortable with. It doesn't have to be nude, but a lot of them were just like, yeah, like sent me nude photos. So I would sell it on my OnlyFans and they would sell it on theirs, and we would split those profits.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
so
then
you got connected with her.
So yeah, she ghosted me the first time. I like porn stars, the hardest thing about them is with working with them is they don't read their DMs because they're just dick pics in them. Yeah. So she like forgot about our like I had sent her the Zoom link, but she didn't read it, and so we didn't get connected. And then the second time, thankfully, she showed up and she responded. And then she just told me like how hard it was to like manage everything, because she has this business that's making, you know, $50K a month, however much that is in a year, like Jesus over Christ. 200,000, maybe over 300,000 a year. Yeah, over 300,000.
Like 600,000.
My math. Yeah, 600,000.
Like that's 10K a year.
That's literally the easiest math ever. That's 600,000 a year. That's like a business. Like that's big. That's not just a small business.
And she was doing it solo at the time.
Solo.
Okay.
Solo. So she needed help with like everything, and I was like, I'll do it. I just lost my job from a scammer.
Damn.
Like, and just paid the last of my money. Like that's literally how I do it. I'm a straight up gambler. My therapist told me that. Yeah.
So then she was, I'm assuming, your first client, right?
Yes. So I was just assisting her for a year, like literally just all hands on deck. Like,
would you go on set with her?
So she wasn't doing traditional porn, just OnlyFans.
Okay.
Just OnlyFans back then. She does do some traditional scenes now.
Okay.
But yeah, I helped her like behind the scenes mainly, like with her socials and with her OnlyFans. But as her audience grew, like the opportunities grew, and there needed to be a person managing all of those, all of the podcasts and the brand deals. And like there's just, with her, she was really, I want to say like the first of its kind of like a porn star being relatable for the first time ever, and positioning it in a normal way, because it's always been normal for like women to be hypersexual or like talk about sex, like we all do it, but there had never been a person that did it in like a tasteful way and a relatable way before, from a porn star anyway. So I knew she was going to be a star. Like I knew she would, and she turned into one, a full-blown celebrity where like I couldn't go anywhere with her all of a sudden without getting stopped.
And do you still manage her? I mean, do you still consult with her, or like how does that relationship change over time?
Yeah, so we worked together for 4 years, and yeah, I oscillated between like when after like a year it was like full-blown management. Like I was her right-hand man pretty much. We went on podcasts together, like we were a duo basically. And then she made the choice around the second or third year of working together where she just said like, I don't really want to do podcasts and brand deals anymore. I like just want to do porn. And a lot of porn stars come to that conclusion. It just gets so frustrating to knock on doors that don't open. And she was like, I just want you to like also be able to like have other clients. So that's when I opened my doors, like, 'cause before that I was fully closed off to people. And it just it ended, I took it very hard at first. Like, it was super painful because she was my world.
And you build
and
their
it was hard to
career.
believe that somebody would just want to do porn, but I realized like how almost sexist that was of me, or like anti-sex worker of me to like how could you not want to be a star, Hollywood star, you know? It is hard to not to understand that concept as especially when you're from Southern California. That's when you've like what I've been surrounded by my whole life. That's everyone's aspiration. So it is hard to believe that, and I don't think I did at first, but like she was true to her word. It wasn't like she just went off with another big agency. Like she was being honest, and
that's cool that she got a taste for it and then was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, because literally like they make less, they have like less rights, they get paid way later, like way later. Like OnlyFans is pretty much instant and like shit ton of money. You're so in control when you're on a
$50K a year when you're starting.
No, $50K a month.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, I know.
I gotta start this Erewhon cans over my titties idea. I mean, we gotta like
really, because then she grew like, I think her biggest month was like $350K, $400K.
What do you mean? I know there's this argument that it's becoming an oversaturated world on OnlyFans, and it's taking away from maybe old school people on there. What are your thoughts on that argument? Like, do you think it...
So definitely, so the biggest money makers are influencers that don't do porn. So like Corinna Kopf makes more than somebody doing like full like double vaginal, double anal, like putting their whole self into
that's
porn.
Like Tana Mojo, right? Like she doesn't do porn, she just does. Okay.
That's a little bit frustrating, those type of influencers, because they kind of bait and switch. Like they kind of draw in the audience with like clickbait. They know how to clickbait because they're YouTubers, right? And you know, me and Stella used to like really hate on that, but she ended up like collaborating with Corinna, and it was pretty life-changing for both of them. Like honestly, like an influencer like alluding to them doing porn and associating with a real porn star,
helps both of them.
Exactly. And then somebody like interacting with that level of social media, it was great for both of them. So I think we've changed our mind a little bit about it, and I don't think it is as harmful to the community. I mean, I can't speak because I'm not a sex worker, but that was hard at first. Like Bella Thorne kind of fucked up. She fucked up the whole like payment process, like Bad Baby. It's not like as if they're taking their customers away at all, because like that's literally just it's mostly just their audience, like that they're monetizing from, which like go off queen, like amazing. But it is a little harmful for them to be clickbaiting, I think, of like, you know, like sex tape, and it's literally a 2-second video of them kissing the camera.
That's where it gets a little murky.
And then it's also like a lot of like porn stars that turn into influencers like Lana Rhoades, that they then, and Mia Khalifa, that like then go on podcasts and just totally bash the industry.
But that's the industry that brought them
to it. And it's like, and doing it in a generalizing way, not like these are these specific scenarios that happened to me, or even like this is a horrible time for me. But instead they're like, this is dangerous, this is blah blah blah, this is like, you know, and it is very harmful to sex workers, and a lot of them have no respect. Like the porn industry is fucking ruthless in terms of like respecting
the
people.
Talent. Yeah. Well, that's what my next question was going to be. When you started to get into that world, what did you uncover? I mean, I'm sure a lot.
All of the porn stars have husbands.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay.
All of them.
Okay. Are they predominantly straight?
Yes.
Okay. So then did you ever start to learn Like, are there any, what's the word? I have period brain. Like, is
I'm
the
about to have that.
problem, are the directors ever skeezy? Are, you know, the
So
fans, like, where do you feel like...
I'm new to learning about traditional porn
Okay.
because I've mainly only worked with people with OnlyFans, and
yeah.
they then maybe do a couple scenes that are paid for. But I have consulted for traditional porn stars that are trying to navigate this new online world. Jane Wilde was one of them. And people like Angela White and Chloe Cherry as well, I've gotten close with and learned that, there's like, unlike Hollywood where there's a million agents and you all kind of know, like, you don't specifically know the bad names of the individual men or women that are
to, like,
bad.
look out for, right?
Yeah,
right.
but you know the agencies that are sketchy or shitty or like just will shop your name or embarrass you. But with porn, it's so small. The community is so small, and the opportunities are so small. Quite
Is it
frankly,
competitive then? Like, do you feel like women are just kind of like fighting for the spot?
that's the way the agencies make it out to seem. There is plenty to go around for in every way of life. That's what Think and Grow Rich teaches you. I think I love that book, but and that's the truth. But so I've learned that the agents are very scary in porn, very scary, and that was honestly like one of the reasons that I started developing like the thesis of my company once I started working with Stella, because we interacted with so many girls that literally had traumatizing things happen to them. Either they and even like, and the biggest agents, like, they sleep with their clients.
God damn it.
And it is consenting. Like, all of my friends that have slept with their agents,
They were down.
Okay. They don't have a bad situation about it, but it is totally inappropriate. That should not be happening.
Yeah, it's like a business relationship.
Yes. Even if you're like, it's like me sleeping with Stella. Like, that's so unfathomable to me. Like, and so inappropriate. I can't even put it into words.
And it blurs lines. It makes things messy.
Yeah, it's like illegal also. Like,
is it too?
I mean, like, sexual I mean, it goes against like policies and probably like corporate boards. I don't know.
Right.
But there's, these companies are so like gray line, what's that word? So no, not so
gray area.
Gray area.
Yeah. Honestly,
that they have no laws. It's like literally like the wild west out there. So that's an industry secret. Yeah, just mainly the agents are like the dangerous thing.
So that's probably why they're doing OnlyFans, is because they have control over all of
there's OnlyFans agents.
Oh,
and
that are taking a cut
taking a giant cut, like sometimes 60%.
What do you mean? 60?
I'll say,
who agrees to that?
I'm going to go on record now and say probably the most dangerous one. There is definitely more dangerous ones.
Okay.
That are smaller that I don't know about, but the worst one is.
That's the agency?
Yeah, and you can look up all of their public lawsuits.
Okay.
Pretty much everyone that comes to consult with me is from them and like had a terrible experience. They have been so successful that they can hire the best lawyers and own you and sue the shit out of you if you leave them.
Okay, let's stay away from that.
Yeah, the ironic thing is I know the owner and I love her. She's iconic, but I don't think she's directly doing this harm.
Okay, maybe the people under her.
I don't know her. I met her like a couple times, like 5 years ago, but yeah.
So I want to know, do you remember the first time you watched porn? And do you remember what it was?
Ooh. Oh my God, yeah. So I was a late bloomer in all sense of the words. Like, I do not have this bodacious body. I just got it. Like, I'm new to it.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I didn't pay for it. Thanks. Yeah. It used to be more curvy. Like, I was like 150 pounds in college.
Turn up.
Yeah. I'm 100 now, for reference. Like, 50 pounds heavier.
How tall are you?
5'5".
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. So we were late bloomer. So were you
late bloomer? Like literally, like I was like 4'11" until college. Like no boobs, like nothing. And then college came, and I overshot. You know, I did the thing. Yeah. Yeah. Like the way that I'm such a gambler, like, and such an oscillator. The way that I've gone from like 100 to 150 to 100 pounds.
Are you like an extremist? Like when you do something, you're doing it full force. Wait, so then when
and the fact like I've made so much money, spent it all,
it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back.
Exactly.
It's all. So wait, did you watch porn for the first time in college?
Yeah.
No way.
And masturbated for the first time in college.
No way.
So
That's
now
amazing.
thinking back, I remember because I was a competitive gymnast, and I remember squeezing. All the gymnasts will know, or anyone's been in like a tumble gym, squeezing my legs together so hard on the bar.
Oh.
And it felt orgasmic and titillating on my vagina.
Yeah.
And then like going on the rope, climbing the rope, and then squeezing my legs together.
Sure.
I also had this corner.
We all had a corner. We all had a corner.
Hoisted up there.
Yeah.
I didn't do any humping. Just pressing.
Yeah.
Pressing and squeezing.
Yeah. Just like flirted with it.
But that I've never truly touched myself until college.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the video was that you watched?
I didn't watch a video for years. I still don't. I masturbate to The Office. Legit.
We need to unpack
or
that.
Succession.
We need to unpack that.
Any mindless thing.
Because does it almost get you into a headspace where it's almost like white noise?
Oh,
or
yeah.
No,
white noise for sure. That's it. Yeah. That's best for me to get the job done quickly. Sure. If I'm like feeling horny for whatever reason, I will watch porn, but it is very triggering to go on you can't avoid the homepage of Pornhub.
The homepage?
I see people I know.
Stop.
Oh, I know everyone in the porn industry.
Place.
Like the most popular, and they're always on the homepage.
And you're like, hi, how are you?
So like I have to go into like deep like Russian like dark web shit to like get off. Yeah.
To get something new.
Ugh, the most recent obsession is Freeze.
Freeze.
It's totally like CNC.
What's that? I don't know either of those things.
Consenting non-consent.
Okay.
It's like rape fantasy.
Interesting.
But it's not. This is like pretty far. It's like the way that they can get it on Pornhub. I'm not a rape fantasy. I don't like CNC, but I just like this thing called Freeze.
Okay.
It's a company. Basically, they pretend like the girl is frozen in time, and they have sex with her.
Whoa.
Like a doll, and they like move her body. Like she's like dead. Like she's pretending that
these are sets. I mean, this isn't like amateur, right?
This is set. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But they have recently become so popular that they do collabs with big people that I know. So I can't watch them anymore.
Just ruins it.
I'm like, I know Kasumi. I know. I can't. I've seen her at a party.
You're gonna have to keep getting like new, just niche fetishes each time. I remember the first time I watched porn. I think it was. God, it might have been like 4th grade, and we had this massive PC, huge PC. Oh yeah,
keep talking.
Yeah. So huge PC, and I remember I think I legitimately
like the family computer.
Yes. And I looked up the word sex. No bullshit. I was like, what is this thing that everyone keeps talking about? And I remember there was a picture. It was all like photos. There was no videos. And it was
How old are you?
No, I know. I'm like 85. No, I think videos existed, but what I was watching was this like, it was just a series
like Google
of photos.
search, yeah.
Literally. And it was kind of like an Adam and Eve theme. And it was the first time I had seen a penis go inside of a woman's body. Yeah. And I no joke, I think that's why I can't wear tampons. It fucked me up so bad because I was like, what do you mean?
I just discovered this lore about you. But
tampons.
Honestly, ahead of the curve. They're poisoning us.
It's wild. I mean,
my favorite beauty influencer, like skincare influencer, her name's I Am Not Mike Tyson. You should clip this because of how popular she will be.
Okay.
My prediction.
Okay.
But also, she is already starting to get popular. She wears diapers. And she's always worn diapers on her period. Yeah.
But then how does she wear like jeans? Just like a loose boyfriend jean. A flared leg. Okay.
They make ones that are slim. Not like
just super absorbent. I will say pads nowadays,
they're pretty much a diaper.
They're spacey. No, they're like a centimeter thick, and they could clear up the Titanic
Literally,
wreckage.
when I use a pad, it's like my mom's from the 80s.
Yeah, we gotta get you the new shit. But I swear that fucked me up subconsciously because
Wow.
I mean, pap smears are a little difficult, but everything else.
Okay, wait, thinking about it now, my first porn video that I watched totally fucked me up.
Yeah.
My fantasy. Okay, not because, literally, like, not at all like yours.
You're like, just like what you're saying. No, yeah.
Just like what you're saying, but in
It completely
such a
different.
scenario.
Yeah.
So my first video I watched was Jessie Andrews. I love her. Because I kind of, back then, before I started working for people, I liked knowing them and knowing their story and then watching them have sex, which I think
So
is
you
the
liked
whole
a
allure
little-
of OnlyFans.
yeah.
It's like you feel like you're like
You get to know them.
fucking sexting with the girl from, you know, your science class. It's that kind of phenomenon. But so that's what I was experiencing back in college before I started working for these people. Now I have the opposite. But I watched a video of her fucking a girl's boyfriend when her friend was in the shower. The girl was in the shower. She
Do you have
fucked her
trust
boyfriend.
issues because of this?
No, I have like a fantasy issue with that. When, you know, I was in college, I would only specifically date only married men.
No way.
And it was almost though it was like a feminist agenda, or at least I convinced myself it was. Like,
Like, that's an angle.
I never fully put the blame onto myself.
Okay.
And I'm glad I didn't, because
It takes two to tango.
yeah, exactly. I wasn't like out there like being a temptress, but even if I was, like, control yourself.
That's a married man. Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
control
Yeah.
yourself. You're married.
Sure.
But I wasn't a temptress. I just literally, like, every person I fell in love with was just like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm married. Like, after we did it.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But it is crazy how those videos.
But I just kept attracting that into my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the first one I watched.
And it does something to our subconscious, I think, and maybe.
And then
like
it was
plays
the only one I watched for like years
over
to
and
follow.
over. Amazing. Sometimes when you know what you like, bookmark it. So
No, because every time I watch one new, I'm like, ah, this sucks. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's horrible. You're like, then you gotta go touch your computer, and then you're like, this is so unsanitary. But I'm not about to go wash my hands right now.
it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
I know you consult with Chloe Cherry, and she's had this huge kind of explosion of fame because she was on
Yes.
Euphoria.
Yes, not due to me though. She had to blow up before
Before
me.
that?
I want to make that clear. Yeah.
Well, so have you been experiencing OnlyFans actresses or porn stars wanting to get into film and TV?
Yes.
And is that a desire of theirs, or do they get scouted by a casting director or an agency?
both.
Both. Okay.
And there's also a majority that do not want a part of it. Like I guess I can name her. Like I've told Angela White, like, I want to get you so-and-so.
Okay.
And she's like, but why? Why would we knock on a door that's not going to open?
Or
Or
you
not?
mean so and so? You mean like a show or a
Yeah,
okay,
like a
okay.
runway or something.
Okay.
I don't remember my specific pitch to her at the time, but a lot of the porn stars, like Stella, when she decided to take a step back. So, yeah, a lot of them just don't want to because they're making a shit ton of money. They're happy. They have no responsibilities.
Yeah.
When you're in Hollywood, like, I don't think people understand. If you do a show, you don't get paid for 3 months. Like, at least
3 months after the job
Like-
wraps or after it's
Like,
on?
I've had a company say, like, yeah, we're net 180. We're a net 180 company.
What does that mean?
So when a company says, you're like, where's my paycheck? They say, I'm a net 30 company. So net 30 meaning the time that you send them the invoice, which it has to be exactly the invoice that they require. And every company is different.
Okay.
And they can tell you to change it as many times as they want.
To like kill time?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, also, I do think that they need it a specific way, but also, like, I have an accountant and they don't need,
Sure.
what the hell? So from the time they accept the invoice until the time the money goes into your bank account is the net time that they have to pay you.
So net 30 days.
Yeah.
Net
And
180.
there's like,
Ooh.
it's a gray area again, because it's not like you're really an employee for this show. You're contracted. And then it also has to go through your agency first. Usually they pay the agency and then the agency takes the cut and then you get the cut.
But maybe the incentive isn't the money, right? Like Euphoria would have, that changed
Right.
Chloe's career. So
Right.
is the drive ever just to have different avenues, or like who was the woman, was it Stella Barey, who was like, I'm just going to stick to porn. Do you think there is more of an attraction now to expand their horizons, or is OnlyFans such a lucrative?
So I think it depends on like why you make your OnlyFans. Some people make their OnlyFans because they genuinely want to explore their body and show it in real time. And that is what I feel. I mean, I don't feel like I can say what is right and wrong, but a lot of the porn community that does that like respects that and considers that a sex worker and a porn star.
Got it.
However, there's certain influencers and even people that are just hot online that aren't even very popular that will make an OnlyFans. There's a girl, Sophie Mudd, Sophie Mudd. I love her, and I think she's gorgeous. She's a Nepo baby, which I recently found out. Because of my real estate agent.
Stop.
He was like, oh yeah, her dad lives on the Bird Streets.
What are the Bird Streets?
They're Hollywood fame.
Like in the hills?
I don't know if they're in the hills. Huh. Maybe they're in the valley, but they're like, it's like you live on the Bird Streets.
She's like, up on the Bird Streets.
Shit, okay. Yeah. He was like, yeah, I sold her dad's house on the Bird Streets.
So there's even nepotism in porn. Who would have known? Or
not
OnlyFans?
Porn. So yeah, because yeah, I don't know. Basically, like the reason that she was a hot person existing online. Nobody knew that because her dad's like not like famous. He's just rich. Okay. So I guess maybe is that nepotism? Kind of, but not exactly.
I mean, money can get you places, right?
But you're not like a fame. Yeah.
Sure.
But anyways, she has an OnlyFans that does very well, I'm sure. Big Instagram, like 1 million followers. And then she was on The Idol.
Oh.
So, and I found that people.
For what?
She was just a side character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people that do. They even will go so as far as doing solo videos or girl on girl videos, but not something about a male female penis to vagina. It's like shit. Like you're banned from Hollywood forever.
Huh. Yeah, that's weird that is such a like stamp, whereas maybe like girl on girl isn't.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just because all these old dudes control Hollywood and they're like, oh, it's just hot girls kissing. Like I could put that in my movie.
LMAO.
Yeah. Okay. But a man's involved, it's like almost like a threat, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. That might be reaching. But anyways, those people want to get into Hollywood. Like people that are kind of social media based, more of an influencer than a porn star, would not even call themselves a porn star.
Okay.
So I think the people that are like proud and happy to be porn stars, not all of them want to be in Hollywood. And I think the ones that I consult for, I obviously want to follow their lead. It's hard to decipher when they're just holding themselves back from an opportunity versus like genuinely like this is all I want and I'm happy with that. Because sometimes it is holding themselves back and being like why, like they just offered you this is a big thing,
right? Why not take
like
it?
your follow, like these can convert into your porn fans. But yeah, I mean I would say it's like 50-50 from the porn community that wants
just
to be in Hollywood.
On the person, probably. Okay, so with every episode I do some word association.
Okay.
In this thing.
So fun.
So I'm gonna give you 4 words and you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind. It can be as random. It's just whatever the noggin is giving us.
Perfect.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Fluffer.
Duster.
Campaign.
OnlyFans.
Bukkake.
Poop.
Molly coddle.
I know it's not poop, but that's just fun.
What threw me off. Okay, Molly coddle.
Molly, like rolling on Molly.
Obsessed. Yeah, Molly coddle is such a fun word because I think it quite literally just means to coddle something. But I'm like, who's Molly? Why are we getting Molly involved?
Probably like so intensely, like because you're on Molly.
Hey, connecting words. So I feel like when you're a manager,
those were crazy words.
Yeah, I'm like, hi. I'm just online.
What's a fluffer?
Like, a fluffer is in porn when if they have to pause the set, they'll keep the guy hard to like, they'll literally like keep his dick hard. And it's like a paid position.
Did you just find this out?
No, I've known about this for a while. You know why? Because I was on Craigslist years ago. in the job section and
Yeah.
someone was looking for a fluffer.
Wait, podcast name,
Fluffer.
Craigslist ad. Found you on Craigslist.
There we go. We need to have a full like notepad here and just jot down all the ideas.
We do, yeah.
So being a manager, I'm sure you, especially in the porn industry, you become very ingrained into your clients' lives. Does that line ever blur? Do you feel like you are responsible for them beyond their career? Like, how do you keep those two things separate?
Yeah, definitely the lines blur because with porn and with fame, there's a safety issue. And when you're not somebody like Zendaya, who's a child star, has had a team from the start, you know, Hollywood has a formula for fame. You get the best PR agents, you get the best lawyers, you get security, you get somebody that can incorporate you without divulging your information, sharing your information online. And when you're a porn star, you get rejected from every agency, from every Hollywood opportunity, from every bank. You can't barely set up a corporation.
Whoa.
You have to jump through hoops just to get the money that you made. So there's not a formula. And I've, found myself very often worried about these girls, not because, I know they were not pressured, unlike back in the olden days. Nobody was worried about that.
Yeah.
The fact that you're worried about that is like, then they're fine. But they're fully in control of their money and their everything and not getting scammed. But it's this literal like physical safety issue that I have been so worried about. And I think, and also I'm just a people person. I'm a people pleaser. I'm in recovery for codependency. And yes, definitely ingrained myself too deeply into people's lives and injected myself, mothered them, smothered them, and not put business first.
And did they enjoy being on the receiving end of that? Like, did they almost, no.
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
and I don't blame them. Like
Right.
when you hire, the hard part about Stella and I was like, we just organically developed a relationship that morphed into a million different things. So it was and we didn't know each other before that.
Okay.
Right. So it was hard to just be like, sit down and be like, okay, wait, what are we doing? What do you want me to be doing? Where do you want me to step back from? Like, it was hard to have those conversations, honestly, as I've been more of a business that just offers a specific service. The better I've gotten at not letting boundaries get drawn.
Okay.
It's like
Not letting them get drawn.
right. Or no, not letting them get crossed.
Okay.
Sorry.
So setting the boundaries.
Setting the boundaries.
Yeah,
It's more like a service. This is the service I'm providing. I'm not being your bodyguard. I'm not being your mom.
Right.
I'm not.
Here's some
Sometimes I'm not being your
manager.
manager. I'm just consulting for you and telling you what to do, giving you suggestions.
So then when do you feel the most fulfilled in that whole process or what you're creating now?
I mean, when you're a manager, you're not in control. Like, it's OnlyFans is a new world where you, for the first time, are famous and rich and talented, performing a talent and getting money directly from your fans, and you're fully can be in control of that. I think it's like the first of its kind. And it's kind of the first of its kind, like business wise too. Like, I'm trying to think if there's any other businesses where you're not reliant. I mean, I guess you're reliant on your customers, like your consumers, but like you're reliant on certain things. But when you're a manager, you're reliant on your clients, and like people are not reliable in general. It's not anything to do with their industry. Like, I've worked with like, people in other fields than porn, and they're less reliable than porn stars, harder to work with than porn stars.
Okay.
Way harder. So I think right now I'm way more fulfilled because Stella and I are on great terms, but I had a mental breakdown last year. I was hospitalized.
Damn.
Twice.
Okay.
I can never own a gun.
Hello.
Ever. Once is more than once. You can never.
And that was because the lines were just too blurred.
No, it wasn't all like, so at that point I had 10 clients.
That's a lot.
Trying to bring on a partner.
Okay.
Trying to buy a house with my sister, which complicated the dynamics of my relationship. Parents were divorcing, and about 10 other big stressors like that. So my therapist was like, one of those would have made somebody crazy. Like, you had 10.
Yeah.
And I just cracked. I just broke. I literally cracked down the middle and fell apart.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop the wanting to die.
Oh my God.
Like, people were begging me to stay.
Yeah.
I wrote goodbye letters to everyone. I spent like my last good day with them.
Oh my God.
Like, I planned it out.
This was big time.
Yeah.
When you got the help that you needed and came out on the other side, do you have a different appreciation for the work that you do, or kind of do you see it through like a different lens? I mean, it sounds like that time was just, there was no logic. Reality was distorted. There was no, so I'm sure just,
first of all, I don't think unless you're a billionaire, I don't think you can get the help you need in a crisis like that. I didn't get the help I needed. Horrible care.
Really?
Thousands, tens of thousands of dollars spent from me, from everything I had built and made. I didn't come from money. Like, I made all this money and I spent so much of it. And I remember telling my best friend Annika, I fucking built all this and now I'm fucking spending it keeping myself alive. What the fuck? And she was like,
that's art.
Sawyer, what were you going to do with the money if you were dead?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Let's get things covered by insurance. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, let's get better insurance.
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
My God.
Oh, well, I'm happy you're here.
I'm using this for my insurance claim, by the way.
Perfect.
But yeah, I definitely had a new perspective and an appreciation for the business mind that Stella had always kept consistent, and the clients that I allowed myself and they allowed me to become their friends, because I've definitely made lifelong friends from, even, we realized we didn't work out business wise, and then we're like amazing friends. Lena, the girl that she's one of my greatest friends, and I was so afraid the entire time working for her, because she's a very strict, tell it how it is Eastern European girl, and I'm a people pleaser.
That's an amazing duo.
If I get yelled at, I will literally kill myself, almost kill myself. No, not really, but I will feel so disappointed in myself.
Well, what an amazing duo. I mean, I'm sure you're meeting such incredible
and now
people.
That I've known her as a person and a friend, I know that it's not personal at all, and
it's baby.
So respectable that she had the respect to not sugarcoat things to me. Yeah. So yes, after that experience, I fell more in love. This sounds so inappropriate, but I fell so much more in love with the manner that pretty much all of my clients have ever had towards me. And I realized the ones that were the red flags were the ones that were trying to become my friend. And previously that had flipped. A red flag was somebody that didn't respond to me right away. I didn't feel accepted by them. But that was a green flag. They're trying to do business with me. Who the fuck cares about our friendship? Yeah. I think I'm definitely an emotional businesswoman, and I'm trying to use that as a superpower, because I think it is. Being a people person and a people pleaser, I do think it's a superpower, the same way that alcoholism I think is a superpower as well. They literally are incredible people most of the time.
You're saying the empathy usually behind an alcoholic.
Just the fun. They're the funnest people on earth.
How are we going to pitch that? Okay.
Whitney Cummings pitches it as that. I can't remember her exact argument, but they are all awesome people that are literally just not meant for this planet. They cannot function in society, but they are angels and artists and hilarious people. also that do awful things and hurt people deeply. But they're like angels to me. And same with codependence. Like, and I, like, my group of people that I do like step study with are like, a lot of them are famous or rich.
Okay.
So like
They're among us.
They are part of the publique.
Yeah, the publique, as we looked up the Latin term of public.
Yeah, so I've tried to dive into like how to do feminine business. It's not even like a feminine or masculine gendered anything. I just am an emotional business person.
Okay.
I would say. And
who's keeping her boundaries, right?
Trying to.
We're trying.
No, but I want to,
I think
like,
they can coexist.
Yeah.
You know, you can find that sweet spot of being a caring, empathetic,
yeah,
consultant manager, while also being like, this is business.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like holistic is like the closest term that I have to the way that I operate.
Okay.
Because I can't separate it. I physically and mentally cannot separate what you do for work from your real life. And when you're selling, you're commodifying yourself. Those are the people I work with. They're commodifying themselves, their stories, whether they're a comedian.
Yeah.
They're marketing their stories, their personalities, their porn star, their bodies, their voice. I can't separate it. It's impossible for me to separate it. And I think that is a benefit and a drawback to agents. I think they will be obsolete.
For a second, I thought you said Asians. I was like, all right.
No, I kind of have a lisp. I'm realizing I kind of have a lisp a little bit, but agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm co-producing this film right now with one of my really good friends, and I introduced him to this talent that he wanted agent. And I was like, after the conversation, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I fucking hate agents. And he was like, what are you talking about? Thank you. That was fucking awesome. Like, we have our foot in the door. The agent said maybe 2 words to us, like,
oh my God,
call me when you have everything secured, funding secured, director secured. And I was like, and it's like not like that. It's like an indie thing. And we do have funding. But anyways, he's just such a dick about it. He wouldn't even take a call, which is what agents are like. They're like, agents.
Yeah, agents.
Agents.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, like, comparing myself to like and I don't necessarily think it's like a male versus female thing, because I've met a lot of business women that can turn it off and can just get to the point, and a lot of my clients are that way.
Right. Listen, you're going to find your balance.
I will.
Well, Miss Thang, we're going to get kicked out of this gorgeous studio, but I end each episode with the same
I
question.
talked the whole time. What are you talking about? I thought we were like 10 minutes in.
No, we're, we got the gorgeous question of every episode. We're going to tie it back, touch the heart, touch the soul.
Okay.
What's one thing you wish more people understood about you?
I like am holding back saying a joke right now. Ooh.
And I always say that can be within the context of the work you do, or just as you.
And I'm also trying to hold back like the urge to say something people pleasy and like victim-y.
Tap in.
I wish people understood that I am creative. As weird as that sounds.
Not at all.
I think I'm maybe it's like a reflection of something that maybe I need to tell myself, projection. But yeah, I am creative. I'm just learning. It reminds me so much of the Office episode where Michael's like, has anyone told you you're not creative? And like one person, like Phyllis, raises her hands. He's like, well, you are.
Shout out Phyllis.
I would never tell you that you're not creative.
Yeah. No, but that's a big part of what you do is, and also understanding, or your clients understanding that, sure, you see the business side of things, but also you do have an aesthetic and a creative eye, and you can help, foster that for your clients. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl, well, you are just a light in my dang eye. I mean, the outfit on point.
Thank you,
Loving
thank
these little foot tattoos too.
Oh yeah, Kyle England. He did all of my. He's done all my little ones, like
Cute.
this one. Yeah.
Well, if I do go through,
he does whatever he wants. By the way, he's a freestyle.
That's how much trust.
I know.
You just let go, let God.
I have boundary issues. Clearly, I'm like, do whatever you want in my body, but like, also, can I be your mom?
Yeah. You know what? It's all balance.
Yeah, tell me your
okay, well, I'm gonna
deepest
go make my Erewhon OnlyFans. So let's market that.
Yes.
All right. I love you. You're the best.
Oh my God.